Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new Let's Play series in Modifier for Kaiserreich. Today, we're going to be playing as Mittelafrika. It's been a few years, I believe. I think 2 years. Don't quote me on that exactly. Since we've played Mittelafrika. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going down the Reformist pathway. We've done Mittelafrika when it completely collapses. We've done Mittelafrika when it's just the... I think we had it when it was a DKG. Or maybe it was Goring, but he didn't go National Populist. But anyways, we haven't done Reformist Mittelafrika yet. I think it could be good fun. So, national focus. What do we want to go for first? 4-year plan. Or military reforms. I'm going to go 4-year plan on this one for sure. What do you want to go for? Technologies. Let's just take all of our basics, please, and thank you. Right now, we have 24 factories, 7, 0, and 14. Honestly, that's a pretty good... That's pretty good. That's a pretty good ratio. I know Mittelafrika is like a very, very big country. But it's also a very empty country. So you know what we're going to do? We're actually going to build a naval dockyard first. 20%. Okay, so let's build it in Zanzibar. Seems like an okay place to place it. Just going to at least kind of constantly producing a little bit of convoys. Because we want to go in Europe, Commune of France, Kingdom of Spain. If they go socialist, we're probably gonna need convoys. So at least having a small trickle amount will be nice. We currently have an army size of 10 divisions, maybe a little bit more, 12 divisions. Give me my Army Navy experience, join the Kaiser Wilhelm Society. Budget for beginners. Okay, that's new. We'll look at that in a second. We're going to put all of these units, they can be in this area here, which is... I should know what this place is called. Barceland? What's the actual... Zamzam. Anyway, we'll put them here between Portugal, Angola, and Mozambique, because eventually we're probably going to go to war with the Portuguese. Even though we're going reformist, I believe we can still get the war. We just won't fully annex the Portuguese colonies, because that almost certainly leads to your collapse. In the heart of Africa. Born after the absorption of French and Belgian colonies, Mittelafrika is a massive swath of land composing of cities, chiefdoms, kingdoms, farmlands, jungles, savannas, deserts, and more, where it covers half of the dark continent. A complex web of treaties, agreements, and tacit understandings, the colony, while stable, is remarkably unprofitable. Something that the new man in charge, von Goring, and his men wish to change, no matter the cost. But could that cost be too great for the Mittelafrika to pay? And will the Kaiser allow von Goring to take such risks? The answer is going to be absolutely not. One second, I'm like choking on my own spit. Just give me one moment. Okay. So, we could increase... Well, I mean, are these factories in our territory? Colonial budget modifier plus 10. Indies minus 15. Is that in here? Congo gets a little bit upset with us. 10 industrial donations. So we only have... How many factories do we actually have domestically then? We have 15. 10 of them... One's from exports. 10 of them are from the budget. So we only, like, domestically have 3 factories. Well, that's good to know. So we can basically trade away 2 civilian factories to get 3 military factories. I mean, that seems worthwhile. We're not going to do it quite yet. But that is something that's definitely going to be in the back of my mind. Because, I mean, we still have 7 military factories. Which is pretty good, I think. The Mozambique situation. During the Wilkrieg, the situation in Africa was truly paradoxical. The war in East Africa ended in a stalemate where the Entente occupied Germany's Africa, while we occupy Mozambique. Both sides recruited thousands of Africans from enemy territories as porter, armed guards, and soldiers. And after the war, we had to punish those who joined the Entente side. Now, many of those natives are displaced across the Mozambique border, and there are many rumors that the extremist government in Portugal is planning to arm them against us. Well, we'll take as much territory as we possibly can. How many trains do we have? 6. We have 10 trucks. For 5 stability, I will take 15 trains. What we got to make sure is that Mittelafrika, they collapse when they hit negative 40% stability. So we do have 90% stability to lose. But, you know, let's not risk that. We don't need that risk in our life. You also have one advisor. You are just a negative compliance. This goes down. Very cool. So everyone's just going to get more and more mad at us as time goes on. This maybe will change when we're no longer paternal autocrat and we go socially conservative, but don't quote me on that. Okay, don't worry about you guys right now. I mean, I'm thinking, 2 civilian for 3 military. That just seems like a good trade. Unless there's something I'm missing, which very well could be the case. How are railways actually in the country? I want to make sure everything's actually at least connected with each other in some way. I mean, it's actually looking pretty good. Do I have military access for you? I do. Okay, fantastic. I actually think that the railroad situation is much better in Middle Africa than I was originally expecting. Black Monday. A massive breakdown has occurred yesterday in the Berlin stock market. The German economy is in tatters and an economy is sure to follow. We must cut back on much of our spending and immediately look to ways to fix our economy. It could take many years for us to recover from this. Okay, negative 10% stability. We just immediately take a -8 on, very cool. So we went from 712 to 77. Honestly, it's still not that bad. I do like this mechanic, though. Is Middle Africa the only country that has this, this unique, relationship? Does Germany's Asia have this as well? I wouldn't be surprised, but... Okay, one steer from the United States. We're not going to be able to produce everything efficiently. Like, we're not even building close air support, which is... I mean, that's probably no factories assigned to them. I mean, we're producing trucks very slowly. We have 3,000 rifles, which is not so bad. How many units can we have? 47 is actually pretty impressive. Give me 3 infantry for now. Nothing too crazy. We only have like 3,700 rifles, so anything more than this I think is a little bit risky. Okay, this is a railroad in Ethiopia. The DKAEB railway is established in the 20th century, linking Addis Ababa in Ethiopia to Djibouti. After a series of German-backed expansions, it is now used mainly for transport ore from the Congo Basin in Middle Africa to Djibouti. Present economic downturn in the world has meant that the ore is no longer being purchased at the rate it once was, resulting in fewer transports for the DKAEB. The DKAEB is struggling financially, and some board members have approached the government of Dar es Salaam to sell their shares to our colony. Should we... I think the answer is kind of yes. I think we want to buy the shares. Even though we will lose some political power off this, we might lose a little bit of stability. Keeping this open probably makes sense. The Colonial office in Berlin has issued a formal complaint against Governor Herman von Goring for his unilateral purchase of the DKAEB shares. They clearly fear his political ambitions and are acting short-sightedly and against true German interest. The office demands that we sell the shares to the Ethiopian state. Should we obey Berlin's wishes? I'm gonna say no. We're gonna disobey Berlin because I think we need to disobey Berlin for the Kaiser to replace von Goring with somebody else. Now you want to replace him with Theodor von Hassel, which we should be able to do. I'm pretty sure. We also now have Black Monday open. Float the mark or fiscal austerity. 10% factory output. Should look for a better time for the 37 budget. We can either float it. Could improve the economy in the short term. Do these do the same thing? Am I like missing something? I guess we'll float the mark, but I mean these seem to do the exact same thing. The Colonial office sent us a formal complaint about our decision to disobey the direct order in the matter of the DKAEB shares. German officials have already begun muttering against Hermann von Goring's arbitrary rule, and should his endeavor fail, there are sure to be consequences for his popularity. That's fine. Again, we want to get Goring out, but making him unpopular should work out just fine for us. We have -4 steel, -1 aluminum. It's okay. That's for support weapons, support equipment. Do we have anything that actually uses support equipment? We got basic militia. We got tanks. No, we don't. We don't have any template for... We also don't have a template for artillery. Artillery is good, though. We always want artillery. So I'm going to throw support equipment, like, right down to the bottom here. You know, actually, just delete it entirely. And then we'll just throw that back in. Just so we can start producing at least a handful of fighters. It's not going to make a huge difference. The Middle African Air Force isn't going to be the be-all, end-all of Reichspakt might. But it could help us in a war against the Portuguese. It could help us in maybe an invasion of South Africa. Because they can go socialist. It's rare, but it can happen. I'm not worried about like an international invasion. The Japanese also shouldn't. We shouldn't have to worry about the Japanese too much. The Kenyan Solif affair. Rather unique case has been sluggishly passed through our legal system for years. Now it has reached the highest court of the German state. Anti-colonial activist Jomo Kieta has brought a class action lawsuit against former African General William Solif. The case has become something of a political embarrassment. Some of the plaintiffs are veterans of the Weltkrieg, cannot be easily dismissed. They claim that Solif's administration harmed them through policies of illegal land seizures, even abduction and torture, all done with Solif's knowledge and very legal basis. While the implicated party is no longer part of the administration, commenters have noted that an award by the court could potentially set a precedent as to what is permissible extent to rule bending for our colonial administration. Middle Africa will suffer greatly if the court case passes. I'm gonna save just in case because I don't want to screw this up here. I'm gonna say we have nothing to fear. I'm guessing the consequence for Middle Africa is probably that Goring gets replaced, and not that it completely collapses. But if it does completely collapse, we will we'll just reload the save. It's not a big issue. We get -40. Ernst Junger becomes leader of the criminal autocrats. Okay. So verdict. Years of legal battle have come to an end earlier today with the litigation of Jomo Kieta ended up at the highest court of Germany. The QQ lawyer has skillfully defended his points, and the court has conceded. Former Governor William Solif has been found liable for extra legal actions taken during his tenure as the governor. Damages are by no means ruinous for Solif, but have opened a door to theoretically limitless cases. We will surely feel repercussions of our decision in regards to our continued colonial governance. We're going to take a -40% stability hit, -100 political powers. The Reform group will become in charge. Junger will become leader of the... Okay, no, this is exactly what we want. Yeah, no, this is exactly where we were wanting to be. I mean, our stability is shot, but that's kind of to be expected. Okay, so we've lost our... I mean, do we still have a 4-year plan? I'm assuming so. I'm guessing we still got the military factory. Okay, so we're now the Reform group. What do we want to do first? We need to do the African Landstag. We go back to the basics, which is the army experience. Civilian factories. I mean, factories would be nice. You have been unlocked in, I'm assuming, 1937. You know what? Understandable. Let's go first and foremost. Let's do the African Landstag so we can get some more political power gain. Political power is always nice because it allows you to do things in the game, and that's fun. Fantastic. So, we're not very popular, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. Weekly change, legal chaos minus 0.4%. How long? This will be done on April 5th. Dealing with the crisis. Oh, I mean, again, I'm not too worried. Social conservative Middle Africa is way less likely to absolutely collapse than paternal autocrats or even the authoritarian Democrats. We should be fine. I don't think anything bad will happen to us, right? I know those are famous last words, but trust me on this. We'll be okay. I believe in the power of Middle Africa. And I believe the power in you, the viewers at home. We're at a -184 political power. We're actually losing political power. Party popularity 0.12. The mandates, stability, dealing with it. Look, we have a lot of issues, okay? I know Middle Africa is not the greatest country on earth. Some would probably rank it amongst the worst. But those people are fools. 15% stability, 20% compliance, and -20% resistance. I mean, that seems pretty good. I mean, right now you're all at 0. What's your resting rate? You're at negative 19%. Military governor minus 35. Is that you? Are you the military governor? The mandates. 37 budget. Wait, where is the military? Oh, it's because of you. Right. I never have this on. Is this even any good? What would it be sitting at if it wasn't for military governor? It would go up by 35%. It's currently a negative 19. So 16%? That's not that bad. It also reduces compliance by quite a bit. Let's just go to local police force, which will mean it won't sit at negative 19 or at plus 16. It'll sit at 1%. And that should save us both manpower and equipment, which is nice because those are things that we will end up needing. Also, we probably should assign you underneath a field marshal. There we go. Fantastic. But I do think that at least for right now, the beginning of the African campaign is on its way. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you enjoyed, more thumbs up. Not enjoyed, click thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.